guys, welcome to my channel. My name's Courtney and I've been a part-time reseller on Poshmark since 2018. And today we are going to a buy-sell trade store. I honestly don't source a lot from buy-sell trade stores and haven't in a while, but this particular one is in an area of Atlanta called Woodstock. It's not technically in the city of Atlanta, it's like a suburb outside of Atlanta. And the last time I went to this particular Uptown Cheapskate, I think it was like a dollar sale where everything that was stamped was $1. And I racked up. I got like 3 IKEA bags full. Today they're having a 70% off clearance sale, which is obviously not as good as $1 a piece, but they typically price things between like $10 and $20. So that means I can probably get some things between $3 and $6. So I just dropped Remy off at the groomer and I've got some time to spare. So I figured why not check it out? So I'm gonna see. Last time it was a little bit nutty and I don't think I was able to get any content. So hopefully today will be a little bit slower and I'll be able to snap some shots while I'm in there. But let's go see what they have. Success! I got an entire, I don't know what to call it. It's not a Hulking bag, it's a natural life bag, but a giant rolling bag full. A mix of new to me brands, which I was not expecting. Ooh, crooked camera. New to me brands, some bread and butter, a couple like decent mid-tier brands, and then I got one that I think is potentially a BOLO. So I am gonna head home and I'll show you guys what I got. Okay, it's officially the next day. I ended up going thrifting after I went to the buy-sell trade store yesterday and had no energy left when I got home. I went to bed at 9 o'clock on the dot. So it is the next day, but I wanted to show you guys what I got. I got a couple of personal items that I paid for separately, and then the resale items that I got, it ended up being, okay, so I spent $78.18 on 16 items, and I saved $172.09. So yeah, I'll show you guys what I got for myself first. First is this Gap sweater. It is so cute. Did I need this? No. Do I already have probably 4 that look like this? Yes. But it was 70% off, so I had to get it. The brand is Gap, and it's an XXL. I saw a meme online yesterday. I think I shared it on my story, and it was like, are Gap and Old Navy getting cute, or am I just getting old? And I totally can relate to that, because I really like what they're putting out lately. So I got that for myself. Yet again, did I need these? No. New Tags Old Navy shorts. I thought they were super cute. They're kind of like a chambray or like a light denim, and I don't have anything like these. So why not? 70% off. And then I found a new BOLO, but I'm going to keep it for myself. So I went through the maxi and midi dress section, and none of those were on 70% off. So this was full price, but I don't think that they looked it up because it was only $16. And when I saw the label, I knew that I needed to do some research. So I don't know how you pronounce that. Buru, probably Buru. I don't know, but it's a size large, extra large, which I am not, but the way that this silhouette is designed, I think that I could wear it. So I think I'm gonna try to wear this to work tomorrow with a denim jacket and see if I like it. And if I do like it, I'll keep it and wear it quite a bit. And then if I don't like it, I can resell it. I wanna say comps were around like $80 to $100 for this brand. So super stoked about that. All right, and again, I paid for that separately, so that was not part of the $78. Okay, this haul is a mixture of everything. There's quite a few things that I'm trying out because of the low cost of goods. This is one of those. So I know what Z Supply is. I've gotten it a couple times from consignment clients, pre-owned, and it hasn't sold for much. But this one is new with tags. It retailed for $100, and it's a sweater dress, and we literally just hit the first day of fall, like in the last couple of days, like the first official day of fall. So it is like prime time to get a sweater dress listed. So this is gonna be an experiment. I'm gonna see how it does. I may never pick it up again depending on how it does, or I may start picking it up if it does well. So TBD, I'll let you guys know how that goes. All right, this is not the perfect time of year for something like this, but I do know this brand and I like it. It's just kind of like bread and butter. It retails for a pretty penny, and it's sold in places like, if you go to like a resort and they have like a little clothing boutique in the resort, those types of places. Like I grew up on an island that's like a tourist destination island, and they have a lot of women's clothing stores, and these are the types of brands that they sell there. So just gonna try this out because it was so cheap. It is really cute. Again, not the best time of year for this, but this is a size small, so we'll see how that does. I have seen that brand out quite a bit, and I've wanted to pick it up because I know it retails high just to see how it does. So since I finally found it for cheap, I figured why not. This is another brand that I literally never pick up, ever. But Lucky brand, this was so cute. This is nothing like anything I would expect Lucky brand to make. It feels incredible quality. This is all embroidered. How pretty is that? So again, low cost of goods. I wanted to try it out. I guess I could tell you guys. So this one was 70% off of $15. So what is that, like $4.50 or something? So yeah, I'm gonna see how that does, but I wish that this was my size because I would totally keep it. I love that. I rarely pick up vintage, but yesterday between this sale and the thrift store that I went to, I think I got like 4 vintage sweaters. So I don't know what's gotten into me. This is one of them. Croquet Club. Anyways, you can read it. This is a size small, but look how oversized this is. I honestly could probably wear this, but white is not my color, so I'm gonna sell it. So I did look up comps for this brand, and it looks okay. Again, perfect time of year. I did focus on like sweaters and jackets and pants at this place. To be honest, I didn't look through them, so I don't even know if the summer items were on sale, but I kind of expected it to be the opposite, honestly. Being September, I thought all the summer stuff would be on sale, but that wasn't the case. It was like the opposite. I don't know if they're making more room for winter and fall clothes or what, but anyways, I think that this would be super cute on somebody, so we'll see how that does. All right, this is loud, super loud. I think this is a romper. Yep, this is a romper, and this is by the brand Lovers and Friends, which I've told you guys I only get if it's new with tags or really trendy or still on the website for full price. So since this was new with tags, I figured I'd snag it at the low cost of goods. It's gonna take a special buyer, somebody that wants something that looks like this. But again, I couldn't pass it up at the low cost of goods. So honestly, it's almost Halloween. I feel like this would be a good Halloween costume for somebody. So I may use some keywords like Halloween and costume. All right, I probably should have looked up comps on this, but I didn't. This is a Levi's 100% leather jacket. And I mean, it's nothing special, but it is 100% leather. So I went ahead and snagged it. It was 70% off of $18. So perfect condition, no flaws. This is another experiment piece. It's a new to me brand, Taylin, and it was new with tags. And I did a little bit of research in store. Honestly, I didn't have great service, but what I saw looked okay. It looked like it may be worth the cost of goods. So anyways, this is like almost like a crushed velvet with a floral print on it, and it's also quilted. I don't know if you guys can see that stitching in there. And this was 70% off of $18. So it's got some like bungee cords, snap up, So yeah, I have no idea how this is gonna do. It's a little bit of a unique piece, so it's probably gonna take a special buyer too, but we'll see. Hopefully in like a year and a half, I'm not talking about these things in a what sold and saying like, wish I wouldn't have picked that up. I did leave a lot behind, like a lot that, you know, I probably could have picked up and sold in a year, but I did not want to. So I was kind of surprised to find this there. So I feel like Plato's is like teens, preteens, and like young adults, like in college or fresh out of college. And then Uptown Cheapskate kind of overlaps with the older end of Plato's. So like college, fresh out of college, and then I'd say all the way up to like 35-ish, give or take a few years. And then there's other ones that are like more mature brands like Style Encore and places like that. So because Uptown Cheapskate is like in that middle range, I honestly wasn't expecting to find this brand there, but I did. So I don't really sell Talbots much unless it's like a super substantial piece or plus size or both or new with tags. But this was a substantial piece. It's a wool blend coat. And again, because of the time of year, I figured why not pick it up and try it out. So I'm probably gonna be cursing myself for picking this up because it's gonna take some significant lint rolling, and I freaking hate lint rolling, especially lint rolling wool, because like little hairs, dog hairs, fuzzies get like into the wool fibers, and it is a nightmare and a half to lint roll. I do have this thing, which I'll link below, and this does work on coarse fabrics like this better than a lint roller when like the things are like deep down in there. I actually also use this when I'm cleaning my car, like the trunk area, all the dog hair that gets in there. You like basically rake it and it all comes out. So, but you have to be careful with this. Anything that's not a super substantial fabric and like a thick fabric, it will rip. So I'll link it below, but use with caution. So anyways, this is a size 6, so good size. We're on the medium range. And like I said, right time of year for it. So we're gonna try that out. All right, the only reason that I know what this is because I personally stalk their website and always want to order from them, but never pull the trigger. It is this like really obnoxious, really loud clothing brand called Dressed in Lala. And they just started selling plus size, so I may get something soon, but this was 70% off of 14. This is the label. And even though I knew what it was and I knew that it retailed for a lot, I still looked up comps to see how this exact sweater would do because it is super specific with the lightning bolts and the color green. And comps looked good. They also make this, I want to say, in a black, and those were doing good as well. So anyways, we're going to try this out and see how it does. I wish that this was something that I liked from the brand, but I don't. They do a lot of like smiley face stuff, which is like really my vibe, but lightning bolts, not so much. So I'm going to sell this, and it does have a little loose thread here. So I'm going to use one of these little doohickeys that I got off Amazon, and I'll go in from behind. I'll hook that thread and pull it back through. So that way I don't create a hole and the thread's not sticking out anymore. So anyways, looking forward to see how this does. All right, up next is an Anthropologie piece. This is Pilcrow, and it's one of their newest labels. If I am not going crazy, I'm pretty sure that's one of their newest labels. Size small. This is just like a loose open knit semi-cropped hoodie, and I really liked the color on it. So yeah, why not? This was a little bit on the pricier side, so this was $6 because it was 70% off of 20. But like I probably would have picked this up at the thrift store and I would have paid like $6.24 or $7.24 for it. So it's right in line with normal cost of goods for me. All right, I do not normally pick up Aerie, but I am experimenting with getting pieces that will sell for that like $24 to $32 range because I've kind of gotten a little snooty with my sourcing, which is fine. Like I want the things that sell for more, but I also want some like high demand brands that'll quick flip for a lower profit, but still a profit. So that is why I picked this up. This one was actually new with tags. I didn't realize that till I got home, but retailed for $70, size small. And it is just this like super oversized, slouchy turtleneck sweater. And I have heard from people that do sell Aerie that things like this sell well. So because of the time of year, again, broken record, because of the time of the year, I thought that I would pick it up and try it. This was $6 after the discount. And where there's one, there's two. I got a second one. This one's in Kelly Green. This one was cheaper. This was 70% off of 14 because it is pre-owned. It's not new with tags. This is so cute. Even though it's a size small, I feel like this would fit me and I'm tempted to try it on. So if you don't see it for sale in my closet in the next couple of weeks, that's why, even though it's a size small. So, and this is the Offline by Aerie line. I don't know anything about Aerie. So was that a mistake? Should I have not picked that up? All right, 3 things left and they're all pants. So this is, if you've been reselling for a while, you probably know what this is already. This is Wilfred Aritzia. I can't remember the name of them, even though I've sold them several times now. These don't go for as much as they used to. They used to sell for like $60 to $80, and now I'm expecting maybe like $30 to $40. Size small. There was one like surface spot on it that I saw while I was checking out, but I ran my fingernail over it and it started to come off. So I did still pick these up. So again, nothing crazy. I paid 70% off of $14, so not bad. All right, I do not pick up a lot of Spanx these days, but I did get these. These are a jogger. I've sold these before at least twice, and they sold pretty quickly. So they're a size small. I don't do like regular Spanx leggings anymore unless they're like super wide leg or flare or something super trendy. These are joggers, faux leather, probably 25, maybe, give or take $5. All right, last piece. Never heard of this, never seen this before. I had to look it up in the store and I'm still not super sure about what it is. So it's a pair of sweatpants. It just had a lot of like really interesting features, which is what made me look it up. First of all, the tag is like black on black and I could not tell what that said. There is a bad word here. It says 0% blankeries. That starts with an F. So anyways, that's the brand. It's a size medium, and I ended up having to look at the fabric tag to figure out what the brand was, I believe. Okay, I lied. Where did I find that? It also has the back hit on the rear end. It's got this like rope detail. Says forgive me at the bottom. It's got this zipper where it can turn into like a bootleg flare. And I can't remember how I figured out what this brand was. I saw a tag. Maybe, actually, I think I used Google Lens. That's what I did. And of course, now I can't remember what it's called. So I'll put it on the screen, whatever it is. But comps look decent. They didn't look insane. I think it's like a streetwear brand, if I remember correctly. And I want to say the comps were like 35 to 45. So nothing crazy, but you know, 70% off of $13. Worth a shot. I love trying new brands, so this will be a new one that I'll try out and I'll let you guys know how it does. The first time that I went to this Uptown Cheapskate, it was I think I told you guys already, but it's a dollar sale and I racked up. I got a ton of Revolve, I got a ton of like mid-tier brands, a lot of bread and butter, and I did not have that experience this time. So all in all, I'd say it was a success. Was it worth a 30-minute drive? No. Hence the reason that I ended up coming home, letting the dogs out, feeding them, and then going thrifting for 3 hours, because after I left Uptown Cheapskate, I was like, that did not hit like I wanted it to hit. So anyways, but I'm excited about a few of these pieces to try them out, and I'm excited about the seasonality of a lot of them, the sweaters and all of that, and getting those listed in September. So it's Sunday. This is my reselling day typically. The reason I look the way that I look right now is because I've been photographing all day and sweating, and I'm gonna get this stuff steamed and try to get this photographed before the sun goes down. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will catch you on the next one. Bye.